Well, I think a legacy, and I really think a character. Um, he just, Bob was who Bob was, like 24 hours a day. It didn't matter where he was, who was around, who wasn't around. From everything I could see, Bob was just always Bob. He never had an act. He never had a front. He liked to have fun. He liked to be serious, but you saw the real thing.
The last thing I remember of him in the legislature is the last 2 weeks, or with 2 weeks to go, he cleaned out his desk because Penny needed to go to Sioux Falls for surgery. And, you know, as important as the legislature and serving was to Bob, Penny was more important, and taking care of her was his priority. And we all agreed with that, and we all supported him in that. And, you know, I never thought that that would be the last time I'd ever see him in the legislature and serving. And it was very difficult to see him go out the way he did. He was a man of service, and he dedicated himself to the job of being a legislator, but more importantly, the job of being a good husband and a good father, and just a good role model all the way around for everybody to witness.
I think as each one of us travel through our lives, we meet someone that's had a lasting impression on your thoughts about this person's special. And I think Bob Glanzer was one of those persons for me to recognize that. He never ever just had a discussion with you. He had a conversation with you that, you know, was detailed, whether it was a Bible verse or it was a personal experience, so that when you got done with the discussion, you wasn't an acquaintance, you were a friend.
I guess my connection with Bob and friendship, I think, goes back so far, 50 years from the time Gloria and I got married, when I really started getting to know Bob as a brother-in-law and then as a friend, and just kept building and building. As a man, he always seemed to be encouraging to me in whatever it was, and he would kind of stretch you. I can think of a couple stories about that when you're ready for those, but he just was always interested in new things, and he saw potential in everybody, especially in the kids. It certainly is. I never dreamt of being having a shot at the legislature. I really enjoyed the idea of Bob's being there, and I was his treasurer and kind of behind the scenes guy, and that just was really comfortable for me. This one is a special honor, and I learned a lot from Bob in his last 4 years, because I was always interested in what was going on out there, and we'd have good conversations about it. But to now go get ready to sit in that seat, it's kind of like quite sobering, and quite a whole new level of reality for me.
I'm Penny. I'm Bob Glanzer's wife, and I just want to thank you today for all the support and the love and the prayers for Bob's family while we went through this difficult time, and for the people in Pierre and the legislature that have reached out to us. And he so enjoyed and loved working with all of you, and it was a great opportunity for him. Thank you again.
South Dakota is a great state, not because of Mount Rushmore or the Badlands, not because of the thrill of the pheasant hunt or the buck and bronc, not because of the mighty Missouri and the Black Hills. We are a great state because of our people. South Dakotans work hard, they take care of themselves, and they help out their neighbors. They value their faith and their families above all else, and they pass these values down to their children and their grandchildren. No one was a better example of these South Dakota values than Bob Glanzer. Bob was a committed husband, father, and grandfather. He was a leader in his community, and he was a public servant who brought common sense and conservatism to the state capitol. Bob's had a true understanding of the values that make South Dakota great. Most of all, Bob Glanzer was a man who believed in God, and his faith came through in every aspect of his life. That's a great lesson and a reminder for all of us. We were all sorry to lose Bob, but we know that he's earned his reward for a life well lived, and we can continue to learn from the example that he set, and that is something to be thankful for.